Hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, good time zone. I am currently trying to see if my microphone's picking up on my fan. I don't think it is, which is good. So today we're going to be playing more Persona 3 Reload. We're also going to be doing a dying of heat stroke any percent because my god, the room I'm in is hot. And I only have a tiny ass fan with me. So we'll see which one gives up first, me or my laptop. In terms of updates, I don't think I have anything this time for my own purposes, but we do have a collab planned this week. It's with Dima again. I think you see the pattern. This time it's on Friday at 4 p.m. PST, PDT, and we're going to be playing Overcooked 2. So we'll see who fails in the kitchen more. I'm just going to jump straight into the game this time. We'll see how far we get because we're still stuck in Tartarus. Then also wait for people to trickle in.
No.
Okay, my computer's being a bit weird right now. Come on. There you go. Yes, I see the hydrate or dihydrate. I'm going to be needing to drink a lot of water today because my god is a hot. I am sweating just by sitting in front of a laptop right now. It is a oof. Okay, I think everything's cooperating now. Yep. Okay, so the last thing I remember is we're kind of stuck in an endless loop right now of farming items on the floor and getting XP, so it's really my choice when we get to leave Tartarus, which means it's not going to be anytime soon. We can probably farm more Twilight Fragments today. You can never have enough of those. We are currently at... Are they on the top? Where are they? We currently have 8 of them. We need 7 for a resource reset. Which means our goal should be getting 14 of them. Six Twilight Fragments in a day isn't asking for too much, right?
No.
On a side note, I did change a few of my microphone settings, so if it sounds a bit different, that's probably why. Testing a few things out. No, of course not. Yeah. Yeah, probably today we're gonna be just grinding Twilight Fragments, because we do have a shortage of them constantly. And that also means I'm probably gonna make myself motion sick again today because of the camera. That's a great combination. Heat stroke and motion sickness. That's the worst that can happen.
Shadow 発見。どうする？
さて、お次はと。
Shadow 発見。
So while I'm farming these hands, how's your day been? Has your day been good? Mine has been... I've been melting.
どうする？
Combining intense heat and me does not work. My brain starts shutting down in intense heat and I just sit in place doing nothing and staring at a wall. I had a few things I wanted to do this weekend. I didn't do any of them because I was just sauteing in the heat. The only benefit of being a VTuber is most of the things you do is self-imposed deadlines, so it's not that bad to do nothing. It's just... you feel lazy as heck if you don't do anything.
Shadow 発見。どうする？ Shadow 発見。どうする？
出たな、シャドウ。
Shadow いたよ。
One thing I do need to do,
行こっか。
just in general, is reach out to more people. I kind of feel bad dragging Demon into things constantly. I need to try playing games with other people. I don't want to take up too much of his time. He has other friends and other things to do besides entertain me. On the other hand, the issue with collabing with more people is the state of my laptop makes my microphone not work well. Like, every time we did a collab, it's very noticeable that my microphone just gives up on life. And it's fine if I'm doing something by myself. It's because I'm running, like, a Discord call on top of what I'm already doing normally that everything starts shutting down with my microphone. So, it's like I want to collab with other people, but at the same time I'm afraid to reach out because the quality of what I can give them isn't the it's not the best. It's not what I want it to be. And the point of a collab is like to have fun, but I feel like having a robotic ass broken microphone kind of takes away from that, especially for the people watching. May not know about other people, but if I could have a choice, I would not listen to a jank ass microphone. On that note, I'm kind of grateful that Diva doesn't seem to care that much about that, but I know other people would. There's a lot of people who call out or complain about the microphone quality of streamers, so it kind of just makes me shrink away. Because I do care about the quality of what I make, but at the same time I can't do anything about it right now. It's unfortunate but not terrible. So, I realized the microphone can be a lot worse. Like, I watch all my streams back just to know, like, what I'm giving people. I quality check everything I make afterwards. The microphone can be hella worse, but it can definitely be better. It's slightly painful to listen to when I'm doing, like, a collab and my microphone starts giving up. But it can definitely be worse. It's not an Xbox microphone, at the very least, but it's still painful to listen to for someone who is into audio. Like, I wouldn't call myself an audiophile. Like, I'm not that deep into audio tech, but I appreciate high quality audio, and it's painful to listen to my own microphone dying. It just makes me feel bad for everyone else involved when my microphone does that. I think, like, anytime I'm not streaming, if I'm not playing a game with other people, I am constantly fiddling with my settings, both OBS and, like, VTube Studio-wise. Because I'm trying to get better at this. I am starting from zero knowledge and I'm trying to get better, but it's a learning curve. On top of not having the correct specs to do a lot of things. Having the specs requires money. And as someone who just got out of college, I'm slightly broke. I say I'm broke, but it's like, I'm broke, but I don't have loans, so I'm definitely in a better place than a lot of other people. But I'm still broke. You want a blap? Ah, another hand. Let me see if I can do this while in-game. I haven't... The game cuts out audio if I get out of focus for it, but I need to see what I'm doing, so audio might cut out if I'm doing this. There's our blab. I really wish Persona games had an option to not cut out audio when you're not focused on it, because it has the option to be windowed. at least give the option to have the music going in the background, if that's the case. Because all their games do that. That's how I do Nike.
なあ、あいつレアもんじゃね？なあ。
レアな相手だ。ここで仕留めろ。
閉じた。
And now my computer is being weird again. One moment. There we go. Like, on the note of collabs, there are a list of people that I have in mind that I can reach out to. I interact with people on Twitter, just not like front-facing. I interact with people in DMs and like in Discord servers. But I'm at the point where I don't know if I should reach out because of the microphone issue. Because I don't want to subjugate people to that just because I want to do something with a person. And it's not even for a stream, I just want to play games with people, but a lot of people are content oriented in that aspect. I don't care if it's playing games on stream or off stream, I do both with people. It's just the fact that they are also a streamer and is most likely going to ask if we can stream what we're playing that's preventing me.
稀にしかない箱だ。ぜひ回収してくれ。
おいあれ、レアな宝箱じゃね？
よし、行こっか。
Something that I did notice as a streamer, like as someone who has just started to do collabs, and honestly only has done it with one person continuously, you kind of get a feeling of imposter syndrome at times. Not in the aspect of this is not me, but in the aspect of I feel like I'm self-inserting myself into a community that already exists. And it feels weird. It's like I shouldn't be here because it's already a community that existed, and more or less I'm leeching off of that. Like, you get the feeling of that when you're a smaller streamer when you do collabs. It's not a good feeling, but it's also unavoidable. And it sucks because you just want to play games with friends. Like, you just want to make friends, but that's how it feels.
竹場の消耗が激しい。期間も考えてくれ。
お、シャドウだ。
あ、シャドウ。
うろうろしてやがるぜ。
But that's also where like another issue comes in. For the people who VTube and even just stream in general, the people who collab way too much, like, they don't have a set list of people that they go back to, but they always change who they collab with. That's also an issue when you're streaming, because at that point you're just spreading yourself thin, and it just looks like you're trying to reach out too far. But that's also what you should do as a streamer. It's very hard to decide what to do at what point and how much to do it when it comes to content. Also, the streaming community, there's a lot of people who are just doing it for the numbers. And it's hard to tell who's who, like, which people are just doing it for fun and which people are doing it to raise numbers. Because collabs are one of the best ways to do that. So a lot of people will use other people to raise their own numbers just because they have either a bigger viewer base or something like that. And I don't care jack shit about that. I'm just here to have fun. But people be people. And they use each other. That's just human nature. And I feel bad on that perspective of relying on other people in terms of collabs. Because to make it worse, I'm an introvert when it comes to this type of shit, so I don't reach out first. At least I don't usually. I don't know what type of possession took over me when I reached out to Dima, but that's just something that happened, and I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, I feel bad. I kind of hope that Dima doesn't see this part of the stream or ever. I don't need him knowing that I'm worried about this, because he's a really nice person, so he's gonna say like it doesn't matter or something like that. Or it's like it's just for fun, but I can't help that my brain worries about this. But yeah, we're definitely any percenting a heat stroke because I'm really sweating right now. I am dying just by sitting here. I was contemplating not streaming today, but it's like, but the grind, like, I need to keep up a schedule so I keep myself accountable. Because the moment you make a schedule and you stray from it, it's like the motivation to keep doing the same schedule goes down every time you break it. And while this is a hobby for me, I don't have any other major thing happening in my life, so it is my main thing right now. And it's the only thing that's keeping my broken-ass sleep schedule even somewhat intact. There's a high-level shadow and a treasure thing here, but I don't have the SP for this level to do it. We're just gonna go back to the block 1 and try to farm Twilight Fragments. Like, for the viewers, you do not realize how bad my sleep schedule is. Like, my friends realize, but it might not be as obvious as someone watching this stream. I sleep at 7 AM the earliest, and I wake up at 1 p.m. earliest, which means I don't get much sleep if that happens together. The latest I wake up is 6, because I need at least like 2 hours before stream to get ready and like set up everything. That's the only thing keeping my schedule somewhat stable, as unstable it is. Like if it's a weekend, and because I don't stream on the weekends, if it's a weekend, there is no schedule, there's no order in my life. I think like 2 days ago I went to bed at 1 p.m. which was the worst decision of my life, but honestly I don't know why I did that. I wasn't doing much. I think I just couldn't sleep because it was way too hot. This house doesn't have AC. We only have like tiny ass fans, so it's always humid and dying of heat stroke. There's no saving me here.
竹場の消耗が激しい。期間も考えてくれ。
出たな、シャドウ。
Terrible. It's not a choice, believe me. I wouldn't choose to live like this. Like right now, I'm in a closed room with one tiny ass fan, and that's for the laptop, not me. The only saving grace I have is cold water. Okay, here's how jank my setup is. I'm running on a laptop, a gaming laptop, but still a laptop. And my laptop is on like a laptop stand, right? Because otherwise it would actually die. That laptop stand is on top of more or less a wooden slab on a wooden table thing. I don't even have a proper desk to do this. On that table is the laptop, my mouse pad, a mouse, an extra keyboard, because I'm not using my laptop's keyboard because it's way too hot. Like, it burns my hands if I have it on it. The charger for my headphones, my over-ear headphones, and my phone charger and my phone. Then my water bottle, that's it. I don't have much space, and that takes up the whole table. And this is in a cramped ass room with a tiny ass fan. With the lights on, so you can imagine what's happening right now. Oh, I forgot, I do have a chair. I'm not chairless. That shadow wanted to die. One thing I will say, I rarely check my specs for my tech, but I did check it last night. And I'm starting to realize why this laptop can't handle a bunch of things. It was good at the time that I got it, but definitely now it's fallen behind.
ガンガン進もうぜ。出たなシャドウ。
Is there anything in here? No. To put in perspective, this laptop has 16 gigabytes of RAM, which these days is the minimum, the bare minimum to do this type of stuff. It has an i7 CPU, the Intel Core i7, and it has a graphics card from NVIDIA, the 3050 Ti version, so the laptop version for 3050. So combine all that together with OBS, with VTube Studio, with a game running, and Discord if I'm doing a collab, you can imagine why it starts to have a heart attack. It's old. The tech is old at this point. Because I think the standard for Intel these days is i9. I am on an i7. The standard for graphics cards at the minimum is like the 40 series, so the 40 something series. I'm in a 30 something series. And bare minimum RAM, so it's like, yeah. Yeah, I wonder why nothing's working right. I really do need to make a PC, like a custom-made PC. I have the parts in mind. I just need to figure out how to get them. Because going back to what I said earlier, I'm a broke-ass after college student. Because realistically, there are so many things I want to do in terms of streaming. There's a lot of things I have planned in for the future. I just need to get to the point that I can actually do it. Graphics card would be the most difficult? I believe that. It usually is. Because what I'm thinking for the PC build is at least the bare minimum RAM that I want is 32, so probably 2 sticks of 16. Then for CPU, I don't know if I want to go with Intel or AMD. Usually every PC I've had has been AMD, but for this laptop I chose Intel, and it's not been bad, honestly. So I need to compare those two later on once I actually get to the point of ordering that. For graphics, I want something of the 40 series minimum. I don't have the money for the 50 series, as a note, but it's probably gonna be NVIDIA again. I just don't know which one. Then like the power source, that's just dependent on the parts I'm putting in, so that can be done last. Memory, SSD, the usual. Has to be water cooling because I've had enough heat issues with this laptop as is. I don't need that with my PC. So just that by itself is already a good sum of money.
違くない？
They say money can't buy you happiness, but it certainly buys you stability.
出たなシャドウ。
Oof. Honestly, I didn't actually calculate how much money that would be just based off of like the loose specs, but I don't want to think about it. It's probably in the K's already. It's definitely over 1,000 already, probably 2,000. I don't want to think about it until it becomes an actual problem, which it already is, but more of a problem than it is. Black Friday plus eBay?
気をつけて進んでこう。
1,500 something. Yeah. Like, I'm expecting the bill to cost like 3,000 if I stretch it.
帰るやつ
Like,
あった
that's
ね。
worst
戻るなら
estimate.
戻るけど。
If it becomes higher than that, well, F me.
期間も考えてくれ。
Here's the thing with eBay. I
シャドウ
don't
いたよ。
trust eBay when it comes to like random items in tech specifically. Like eBay is good for certain things. I don't know about tech. You can definitely find deals on eBay with tech, but do you trust the deals?
あ、シャドウ。
I don't.
お、シャドウだ。
シャドウいたよ。
Okay. Yeah, no idea how much water cooling costs, graphics cards, the eBay stuff. Water cooling... I haven't really looked into the price for water cooling.
なあ、
I'm just kind of assuming... That's the wrong floor. I'm just kind of assuming it adds like a good 500 to 1,000 to it. I'm gonna be pessimistic about that price. Getting a graphics card on eBay though, am I the only one who's really sus about that? Like, what if you get it, then it doesn't work? Like, I've seen so many people get scammed on eBay with tech, it's like, I don't trust it.
あ、シャドウ。
We're probably gonna do one more run of Block 1 to just see if we can get more Twilight Fragments. Other than that, I think at this point we can drain as much XP we can in the higher floors and not die in the process, then leave for now, because there isn't much we can do at this point. We probably do need Akihiko to beat the floor 42 boss, or at least more levels, and that requires more SP to be faster. And I don't want to use a clock right now. That's the whole point, we're collecting Twilight Fragments, and I don't want to use SP items either.
稀にしかない箱だ。
What did he say? Would it be a custom water cooling or like the pre-made ones? eBay covers you for those things. The description and title are legally binding. Are they really? Here's the thing with water cooling. I know jack shit. I'm just saying that it would be nice to have it because I know it helps a lot with high temperature. But I know jack shit, so that is something I need to research. Like, I'm gonna just straight up say I know nothing.
良さげなもの入ってそう。
There's no point in pretending to know about that either, honestly.
よし行こっか。
お、シャドウだ。
There's a Twilight fragment. Okay, that's one for today. Let's see how much more we can get.
帰るやつあったね。戻るなら戻
It
る
would
け
be
ど。
nice to get 6. We're probably not gonna get 6.
期間も考えて
One is better than 0, though.
さて、お次はと。
シャドウいたよ。
Antheradio, if you want to research about water cooling in the meantime, be my guest. And report back to me if you find anything interesting, but I'm still gonna look at it myself to see what it entails. I'm gonna need to handle it anyways. I need to research it either way. The worst thing you can do is try to get water cooling for a PC, screw it up, and make the whole build unusable. I don't know why that reminded me of the person who built a PC in their toilet.
どうする？
Does that provide water cooling? I wonder.
稀にしかない箱だ。ぜひ回収してくれ。
うろうろしてやがるぜ。
変なやついないといいけど。
お、シャドウだ。 お、シャドウだ。
シャドウいたよ。
I'm just trying to imagine, like,
気をつけて
if you
進
had
む
your
か。
PC integrate into your toilet and you're trying to sell it, how do you pitch that? Twilight fragment number 2. How do you pitch selling a toilet PC?
戻るなら戻るけど。
Where do you even do that?
竹場の消耗が激しい。
Is that something you
期
put
間
on
も考え
eBay?
てくれ。 レアな相手だ。ここで仕留めろ。
よっしゃ。
勝利だな。
楽
次に
勝楽
進むぞ
勝。。
竹場、あまり無理はするな。
ちょっと気力が。あ、シャドウ。 あ、シャドウ。あ、シャドウ。 シャドウいたよ。
Maybe a local shop every unique. Would a local shop even take it though? It's like, it's the weirdest thing you could
Yes.
like try to sell, honestly. I'm gonna assume you mean very unique.
なあ。
Like, at that point, does it count towards the cost of the house if you just keep it as a part of the house when you're trying to sell it? You have to add the cost of the PC. Like, if you move into here, you get a free PC in the bathroom. Don't question how it got there.
お、シャドウだ。出たな、シャドウ。
Probably not. That'd be very niche.
気をつけて進んでこ。
うろうろしてやがるぜ。
シャドウ発見。どうする？帰るやつあったね。戻るなら戻るけど。
竹場の消耗が
ガンガン進もうぜ。
A random thing, I don't know if you mentioned, but Saribot is now gone. Saribot's the one that was like the moderation bot in chat. I may or may have not beheaded Saribot for a number of reasons, honestly. Using bots for moderation is a good tool, especially if you are a smaller streamer. It's definitely recommended. But the fact that Saribot timed out a chatter during one of the collab streams for a reason that I didn't even care about made me realize that having actual moderation always better than having a bot moderating. And the issue with Saribot, you can't change the settings. It's a pre-made bot run by someone else, and everyone else uses that bot too. So it's like you can't customize it to your needs. You can't customize the filters that it applies to everyone. Because I feel like it follows a lot of the rules that auto mod does, and that doesn't allow like a small level of the usual TOS things. And if you have noticed anything, I am very chill. I don't really care much about it as long as it's not serious. So, Saribot's moderation doesn't really fit me, is what I realized. Hey, Twilight Fragment number 3. We're getting these at a faster pace than I expected. So either I'm gonna have to get, like, a mod that actually watches, or just deal with it myself. And that's what I decided to do for now. I'm just gonna deal with moderation myself. If something happens in chat, then I'll take them out in the back and shoot them in the head. But I don't think much of that's gonna happen, because I do have certain words filtered out in chat that should block most of the like advertising bots. The first time we encountered that, I actually didn't know how to time people or ban them. Now I do, so I'm at a point where I feel like I can do it instead of relying on a bot that doesn't exactly match what I'm looking for. It's like everything else in life, it's a learning process. You get better over time the more you do it. And it still feels like there's a ton more to learn. I don't think I'm ever gonna get to a point where I feel like an expert at streaming. Like, even now, there are two major things that I need to do off stream, which one of them is calibrating my microphone so it doesn't cut me off. So currently, if you speak too quietly or if you speak too loud, then it cuts you off because it tries to compress it to a volume that's usual for me, which is around like 45, 50 decibels based on the OBS meter. So if I become too loud or high pitch, this also applies to higher pitch, it just makes the volume quieter, so you can't really hear it at that point. It's not really an issue when streaming, but I've tested it with singing, and it's definitely an issue there. I do like singing recordings to stress test my microphone settings, and it's still not at a point where I'm happy with it. It's serviceable in terms of stream now. Like, it's at a point where it's reliable for normal talking. Still jank as shit for singing. Then the second thing that I need to do off stream is calibrate my face tracking settings, because I'm using the default for this model, and the default never matches to the person using it. You have to manually calibrate it, manually go into the settings, and fine-tune it to your own face, because everyone's face moves differently, everyone's mouth range is different. And I need to do that so it better reflects my mouth movement. Because the one thing you might have noticed with this model is, while it is more accurate than the Chibi in terms of when it actually knows when to open and close, the tracking is somewhat stiff because it's the default settings. It's not made for my face. I need to do that myself. And by no means does that mean the tracking is actually stiff. Like, the rigging isn't stiff at all. The rigging is really good. I'm just not using it to its full capabilities. Because there are other people who have used this customizable model and their tracking is beautiful because they know how to set it up. Now for a plebeian like me, that means watching a bunch of tutorials and actually learning what all these parameters do. Because I know more about VTuber models from the artistic standpoint, the rigging standpoint, so like how the layers are all set up, how to change the physical appearance of a model. I don't know much about setting up the actual tracking portion of the rigging. Hey, Twilight Fragment number 4. I think the game rewards you if you yap, is what I'm saying. I'm talking a lot more than usual this stream. I have a lot of things on my mind right now. Which is funny because today's one of the more low energy days for me. Maybe it's because I'm physically dying. One thing I do want to do once the tracking is properly set up is actually show it on stream, because there's a lot of people who don't know what is happening in terms of a VTuber model, and it's really interesting if it's explained in a way that's understandable, and that usually means visuals, because explaining all this to someone who has never seen or touched a VTuber model before, it makes no sense. Like, admittedly, it will make no sense. Do we want the hue or do we want the persona? What do you think, Anthony? Which one do we want? Our teammates are at half health, so this would be a full heal for them. But do we want a persona? I say we go for the heal. The persona we can find other ways to do it. Your response came in too late, unfortunately. We'll get the persona next time. The chat delay versus my end, it's pretty substantial. Based on when you sent the message and when I reacted to it is the delay that we're dealing with. The thing of setting up a VTuber model, a lot of people, at least the smaller creators, they use like a model that's publicly available because, my god, are custom models, like, not customizable, but custom models. So, based on your own design, made specially for you, available to no one else, custom models. They are expensive. They are hella expensive. So, only the more well-known people use custom models. Either that, or if you want to invest into it early and you might regret your life decisions. Those people included. Wrong window. And now I broke everything. So besides those people, everyone else uses either a design that's publicly available or they use customizable models like I do. And a lot of people don't know how to set those up for the first time. It's very confusing for someone who's not tech-oriented, and even if you are tech-oriented, it can be confusing. So that's actually something I do want to do, is to show how that is actually working in the background. Because I use like a customizable model, it doesn't really matter for me if I show what's happening. Is this number 5? We had 8 at the start. How do we already have 5? But the people with actual custom models, so the ones that are licensed to them, they are less likely to do it because they don't want to show the inner workings of their personal model. For a number of reasons. And it's understandable, but for me, I want to show everyone how this works. It's very interesting. And there are actually a lot of VTubers that don't understand the model that they are using. So they get like a pre-made model, so the publicly available ones, or a customizable model, and they do the bare minimum to make it work. Either they do the bare minimum setup, or they do the bare minimum customization because they're afraid to break something. Either that, or they don't know what they're doing. And you can do so much if you did know. And that's always the case. The more knowledge you have, the more interesting things you can do. Because at that point, you know how to not break it while doing it. For me, breaking the model in the process is the fun part, so I guess there's that. Like, when I talked about configuring this model, it took literally more than half a day to do it. And a lot of that was just breaking it and seeing what happens if you do. Seeing the limitations of it. And even then, I'm not done configuring it. I still need to do the face tracking part of it. That half a day was all the visuals, the physical appearance of the model. It had nothing to do with the rigging. The other thing is, like, this is the appearance that I chose, but there are people using the same customizable model that have an appearance that completely changes the look of it. It doesn't even look like they're using the same model, besides the fact that the art style is the same. I went with this design because I like it, but it has so much potential if you know what you're doing. And even if you don't stream, it's just fun to mess around with these models. Like, before I started Twitch, I had a good handful of like smaller, cheaper models that I just messed around with because it's fun. At some point it became, well, I should probably use this somewhere besides just playing dress up with models, you know? Like, for one example, what you can do, so this is gonna be a really butchered, simplified version of it, because the only way to really explain this properly is to show it on screen. If you have a model that you don't even need it to be customizable, if you have a single model that is split correctly, so if the layers of the design are separated correctly, you can make certain details of your model disappear. So you can make them invisible if you don't like having a detail on screen. So for example, this model has all of its parts split separately because everything that you see moving on the screen, that is a separate layer. So it's like a separate body part that's disconnected from each other. It just looks like they're all connected because that's how it's put together on screen. I wanted to like make one of the flowers on my head disappear, so one of the flowers connected to the pigtails. I can do that really easily. You just make the layer invisible. And that works for any type of model. It doesn't have to be customizable. As long as it has the capability of running in VTube Studio, you can do that. You can also change the color of it, which is why a lot of customizable models, if you are into this type of thing, the base color for all layers is white, because that lets the person who buys it change it to a color without having to think about, oh, what happens if I combine this color with this color? It's just white. Like, you can change it to whatever you want without having to think about how they combine with a different color. There are other models that don't have a white base for all of its parts, and that makes it kind of annoying, but you can still change the color of it. It's just gonna add to the color that's already there. So if you're an artist, that's where color theory helps. The funny part about customizable models to me, theoretically, any model is customizable if you're running it in VTube Studio or the like. And the reason for that is because they're all split the same way. They're all split into layers. So if you know how to do art, you can actually change the physical appearance of any model by editing those layers. The only reason a model is considered customizable versus custom is that it's like openly available to be customizable for even the people who don't know how to do the layer editing. So there are toggles, so there's like sliding scales for every parameter for customizable models, whereas a custom model, you don't have those sliders. So that's the difference of how they're being classified. If you have sliders, that means anyone can do it, even if they know jack shit of what they're doing. If they don't have those sliders, that's more or less a pre-made model or a custom model, where if you do want to change something, it's good. You need to know what you're doing. And depending on the licensing of that model for who created it, it's actually not a good legal decision to change it, because that is their intellectual property. You're just buying the use of it. Unless you're also buying the rights to it, then you can change it however you want. Number 6. Okay, for the people who think grinding Twilight Fragments in Persona 3 Reload is hard, just do this method. It works. I got 6 of them in an hour. Just do this method. Go through block 1 and just yap to yourself. Man, going back on the topic, there is actually a lot of licensing and copyright consideration you have to put in as a streamer and as a VTuber, because art itself has intellectual property attached to it. People have made that art. An artist made that art. It is technically their property unless you buy the rights to it. That applies to changing a VTuber design. So if it's customizable, usually that means you can change whatever you want to it as long as you credit the person who made the base. If you try to change a pre-made model, then there could be some issues, because those aren't meant to be changed. You're just supposed to use them as is. But that also doesn't apply to assets. So Another thing with VTubing is assets.
ぜひ回収してくれ。
And those are like the extra objects you attach to your VTuber model, just to be funny. So like, the plushie that I made for Dima, that is an asset, that's not part of my model. It's like a separate entity, it's a separate file. So those assets all have copyright to it as well, depending on who made it. But using assets isn't included in the copyright for the model itself. It's a fun thing to learn. It makes more sense if you're actually a streamer and a VTuber, but it's just something I want to explain because a lot of people don't understand it.
竹場の気力が限界に近いな。
It's something I want to go into more depth once I actually do show off how VTube Studio works in the background.
他のと違くない？
Because my god, one thing people don't understand is the amount of CPU,
さてお次は
RAM, and GPU VTube Studio uses. And there are ways to lower that usage. Like, there are ways to lower the stress that it puts onto your setup. And a lot of people don't know how to. I had to learn because my setup is ass. And I'm at the point where I can use this model with this game and not think about it like the other two models. Because we've had lag issues with the other two.
帰るやつあったね。
I don't think we've had that yet with this
戻
one.
るけど。
竹場の消耗が
Because I
激しい。
spent like several hours optimizing it.
シャドウだよ。
No, if it does lag, I can blame my laptop, because at that point my laptop's dying. The model itself shouldn't lag though. Number 7. I think we're gonna have a record today of how many we find. Because we are only concentrating on that
シ
today.
ャドウ発見。
After we get like a good handful, we might leave. One thing I'm thinking of doing is saving, then using a clock reset to see how well we do against 442 boss. And if it doesn't go well, it just takes us back to the point before we use the clock.
シャドウ
I don't consider that cheating. It's a feature. If I die, then it goes back to the last save. I'm not the one re-rolling the save.
Ah, シャドウ。
よしやっちまえ
弱い相手だ。先制で片付ける。
もう避けるな。
鳥は2
匂いが敵を倒した。
ボーナス
やるじゃん、順平。
敵一体敵だ。
Because we're at the point where everyone's health is more or less 100%. We're ignoring the amount of damage Yukari just took. So,
見事だ。
we're in a good place, and honestly, I think I found the strategy of being in Tartarus forever, and we don't want to do that. No matter how much money it gives us. Because this is block 1, it doesn't give a ton of XP, nor does it give a ton of money. Because if this is anything like the other Persona games, the higher up the floors you go, the better the items. The more expensive the items. So we're grinding the low level stuff right now. And it's not efficient. The only thing it's efficient for is finding Twilight Fragments.
稀にしかない箱だ。ぜひ回収してくれ。
Number
ンガン進もうぜ。
That slight pause reminded me of something else. So another thing I wanted to talk about. This is just in general for me. I am not usually a yapper. I'm a listener. I've never been in the position where I had to yap continuously. This is one of the first times that's the case. I'm an introvert. And that's heavily applied in collabs. So, both when I'm streaming alone and when I'm streaming with someone else, what I say is really dependent on the reaction that I get in return. So if I have people talking to me, I will continuously yap because I can respond to a topic or a prompt that's asked from me. If I need to talk by myself to the void, that's where the issues start happening. Besides today, apparently. Unless I have a ton of things on my mind, usually I don't say much. Because there isn't a ton of things that I find interesting in my own brain, so I don't think other people would want to hear it. So if I'm ever like silent in any context while on Twitch, that's probably why. It's because my head is in a constant state of emptiness. I have... It's not a like well-known condition, nor is it publicly acknowledged. I have a condition where internal monologue is not a thing for me. It just doesn't exist. Like that little voice in your head, the little internal thoughts that you usually have, I'm assuming, I don't have those. So whatever I say, it's coming out of my ass. Like, it's forming from nothing. Which is probably why some of the things I say sounds very left field. It's very random. Because that's just how my brain works. That's also why I jump from topic to topic with no reason. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm coming up with everything on the fly that I say. That also means if I ever think of a topic and I'm talking about it, then there's like a pause in between because something else came up, I'm probably gonna forget what I was talking about before that point. Even if it's only been like 2 minutes. Because at that point, that train of thought is gone. It has left the station without me. I'm like the one person... I will hydrate. I'm like the one person who just sits at the train station and watches the trains go by. And if it's like an interesting train, I will say something. If it's not, it will just go by. And I won't even remember it. I guess that's one good way to explain how it is. The amount of condensation on my water bottle, Jesus. It's sweating as much as I am. I wiped it down with my shirt and that was a horrible idea. It is now drenched.
書に登録なさい。登録完了でございます。上書きしてよろしいです。登録いたしました。全書に登録完了でございます。
Now here's the thing. I was thinking of saying something earlier. I already forgot what it was because I drank the water. Congratulations, Xanther. You made me forget. Now here's the thing. It's not even like bad short-term memory. I remember things a little too well. It's just when it's my own brain, there are issues. You want a blip? Let's see if I can do this, while still in game. Did that work? I can't even see my own screen. I only have one screen. I need to switch between screens to check OBS and how it's showing on Twitch. Let me tab out and actually do a proper blip in case it didn't work. There you go, you get 2 blips if that worked twice.
どちらにいたしますかな?
And my windows are broken. There we go. What did that emoji mean? Did it work twice or did it not?
よくお考えになるとよろしい。
What does that mean?
どのようなペルソナをご所望ですかな?
まだ扱いきれません。
Okay, we need to make Naga and Inugami. You think Pixelate Bob Ross again, so you're just not telling me it's a thing. Understood. I'm gonna assume it worked twice if that's the case.
こちらでよろしいですか? こちらは強いペルソナです。
I want to make this, but I'm not level 20 yet. All of them use Soul Seed Driblet for whatever reason. We have Rakunda, Dekaja, Rakukaja. One thing I did in Persona 5 is make a persona that is very support-oriented, so attack up, defense up, accuracy evasion up, then as well as the attack down, defense down, accuracy evasion down, and all nullify. Those skills with the 3 auto passives, I put all that onto one persona in Persona 5, and I'm planning to do the same thing here. I just don't know who to give it to because I am completely blind to this game, so I don't know who's good in here. I'm going off of my other Persona knowledge.
まだ扱いきれません。
For example, this persona is like level 50 to 60 something in Persona 5. It's one of the endgame personas. For some reason, we already have access to it. Yamata no Orochi, a giant snake with 8 heads that Susanoo defeated to save Kushinda Hime, the legendary sword Ame no Murakumo no Sugorogi, also known as the Sword of Kusanagi, emerged from its belly. I don't know half the things I just said. It has a sword in its stomach is what I got from that. That's another thing I need to figure out how to get rid of. The Steam notifications. I don't think anyone cares, but it's just funny when my Steam friends start a game up and it shows on stream. If they're doing something sus, they're gonna be called out, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like, random friend playing hentai game. Oh god. I don't know if I want to call that out. It's like random person's playing this hentai game. Yes. Oh, Dima. My Steam notifications show up on stream, so it's very funny. I have this one friend who plays... It says they play Google Unstable version. Like, I think one of my other streams, they kept spamming that notification. It was very amusing. You joined at an interesting time if you just joined. I was going on a rant for like a whole hour. Very unlike me. Actually, if you just joined, that's probably good because you were mentioned. I need to nuke this VOD now. You cannot know what was said. No, Anthony, do not tell him. Do not tell Dima what was said. There was too much said. It cannot be contained in one person's brain besides mine. They already forgot everything, it's fine. How the heck am I gonna get 3 levels in this hellhole? You're curious? Yes, Anthony, spam the emojis. Don't tell them. Nothing's wrong, it's just, a lot of things in my brain right now that I want to say on stream. Tell you? Nah, it's already been said. I'm not saying it twice. Anyways, I need to grind levels. I don't think I'm gonna get 3 levels today, but we got 6 Twilight Fragments. Time for more Twilight Fragments. Words come and go exactly. Speaking of Twilight Fragments, you know, I don't get why people struggle to get these. I've gotten 7 in under, like, within 2 hours. We still have a bit more to go until 2 hours. What is the spawn rate for those? I really can't tell anymore. I mean, one topic that came and went was me ranting about VTube Studio and how a ton of people don't know how to use it. Actually, I think that's a rant that's still going. There was still more I wanted to say about that. I feel like I should save that, though, for once I actually do a stream that goes over everything in VTube Studio. I wonder when I should do that. I could do that tomorrow. Either that or play more Persona.
もっと行きますか。出たな、シャドウ。
I think I'm gonna do the VTuber Studio thing once I actually get the face tracking at a point that I want it to be. Because then I can also talk about that while doing it. So yeah, that's gonna be put on hold for a bit. There's still a lot I need to learn about the rigging process to better understand the parameters. I am dying right now. Physically, not mentally. I am dying of heat. If at any point in this stream, if I just stop talking, I'm melting in my chair. Do I have a fan? Technically, yes. It's small, though. I'm sweating just from sitting in a chair. Does that say anything? Yeah, one thing I did want to mention, besides everything that's already been mentioned, I want to figure out how to do a setup where I can do a hand cam stream because card collection is a thing that my brother is into. By proxy, I'm also into it. Not as much because he collects Splice Shorts cards. I'm more of a casual collector, but I have PS8 slabs, so I don't know if that counts as casual anymore. But I know how to handle cards, and I like opening packs. I like the gacha aspect of it, so I want to figure out how to do that. But that probably requires another camera, and I don't know if I have room for that. Twilight fragment number, what is this? 8? How many do we have now? We started with 8. Number 9? Twilight fragment number 9. We already passed how much we had before we started this. Hand cams are fun. They seem a lot of fun, just the setup and how you maintain that setup seems a bit stressful. Especially when you don't have desk room. Which I don't. I'm gonna need to figure out how to do a setup in which I have room. There's a method I can think of. I just need to figure out the camera aspect of it. There's one issue with hand cams though in me. I have palmar hyperhidrosis, which means my hands sweat excessively even if I'm doing jack shit, and this is number 10, I think. So I physically cannot wear gloves unless I want to drench sweat through them. And that condition is heavily related to how humid a room is, so for some reason the house that I live in activated 24/7, and it is visibly noticeable that I have this condition. Any gloves that I wear, they will be drenched in under a minute. For some reason, if I go outside, the humidity outside is fine and I stop sweating, this house is just cursed. The air quality in here is questionable, based on my hands. But at the same time, I would need to wear gloves if I'm handling cards because I don't want to ruin them. So that's the camera, and that is the only thing I'm contemplating about and how that will work. Fun fact, palmar hyperhidrosis is a recognized disability. Does that mean I'm a disabled person? Technically no, but technically yes. It's hard to label that. It's because the condition, it impacts a lot of things in life, because your hands are related to a lot of things in life. For example, back when I went to school, it was bad to the point if I wrote anything with a pencil and paper, the paper underneath my hand would be wet. It would be drenched. So I always wore long sleeves and or a jacket to use the sleeve as a buffer. That's what I did back then. Did it help the condition? Hell no, it made it worse. But that's one of the only ways I could write without wetting the paper, for lack of words. That sounds really bad when you just say it like that. Minifan constantly blowing on your hands. That's what I have to do. So when I am chilling, off stream, and if it's warm, so number 11, if it's warm, the condition is worse. So it is connected to temperature and humidity. If it's a hot day, I will have my hands in front of a fan almost 24/7, because otherwise I am suffering. I've had hand rushes because of this before, because there is too much sweat and not enough way to get rid of it. TMI purposes, my hands shed because it's so bad. The skin literally peels off if I sweat too much in my hands, and that is a constant issue that I have to deal with. There's no way to get rid of it. There is surgery for it, but half the times it doesn't even work, so F me, I guess. I'm living with this. It's not even something I want to do surgery for anyways. Does that... wait, what did you say? Does that mean you can get one of those disability pets? I think those are for the more physically impacting disabilities and emotionally impacting disabilities. This doesn't really work in the same way. Because those pets are either for emotional support for people who face a lot of anxiety, or if they actually need like a guide dog or something because they're blind or deaf or something else. I don't think this warrants a disability pet. It's like the same logic of if I had a car, I can't put a disability sign on it just because I have hyperhidrosis. It doesn't work like that. I don't think it impacts your driving skills at all. It just makes it annoying because at that point the wheel is covered in sweat. Maybe? What do you mean maybe? Like maybe you can put it on or maybe not? You know how stupid that sounds realistically? It's like, someone asks you, how are you disabled? Which is honestly a very insensitive thing to ask. Don't ask that in real life. If someone asks you that though, and you say, my hands sweat too much, you know how stupid that sounds? Like, it's considered a disability, but you know how stupid that sounds if you say that? Also, fun fact, it's not just my hands. That's just the one I chose to mention. I'm suffering more than I'm letting on. Like, genetically, I am blessed and cursed in a weird way. I don't have any visual impairment. I don't have any, like, physical condition besides this. It's still annoying, but there are a ton of people who have it a lot worse than me.
No.
So can I say it's inconvenient? Yes. Is it disabilitating as other people? No, it's just a thing I need to deal with. It's not something I really complain about, it's just annoying when it's hot, like today. You get a head pat. You also get a head pat. We head pat each other because everyone's suffering. I will say one weird thing. The pulmonary hyperhidrosis, it's very situational. For some reason, when I'm outside, like, let's say I'm inside, and it's like my hands are sweating to all hell. I step outside, it just stops. Like, it's the same day, same hour, but because of the air quality, it just stops. And my house sucks in that aspect, because it's always like this. Unless it's like winter, at that point it's too cold to activate. That's another reason why I like winter more. I'm not suffering as much. I also don't like the heat. I like being frozen like a popsicle, apparently. My body temperature is naturally higher than other people, is what I found out. So, I hate the heat. I'm already a portable heater. I don't need more heat on top of that. Winter is based. It is based. Plus, it's like, if it's winter and it's cold, you can always put on more layers. There are ways to get warmer. But if it's hot as shit, you can take your clothes off, I guess. You can get a fan, but you're still suffering. Like, there's no way to fight it as well. Unless your house has God heating, and you're using electrical bills up the wazoo, I guess. That's a solution. Not a solution for me, though. This house sucks. We don't have AC, we don't have heating. The only thing we have to survive is mini fans and a small-ass heater if it's winter. I wouldn't say that my family is poor, but we're definitely stingy with money. So that doesn't help. We're stingy with money, and by proxy, I'm also stingy with money, unless it's my friends. I spend too much on my friends, and I realize that. Yet I'm not doing anything to fix it. I like making my friends happy. If spending money will make them happy, well, screw it. I will do it. I know I have issues. I realize I have issues.
稀にしかない箱だ。ぜひ回収してくれ。
出たな、シャドウ。
In summer, you can only strip so much until it becomes socially frowned upon. At least, if you're a guy, you can take your shirt off. It's less acceptable if a girl does it. Isn't it just generally more accepted if a guy strips than a girl? Like, I've seen men jogging during the summer with no shirt, no pants. Like, they literally have underwear on, but it looks like shorts, so they don't give a shit. And no one cares. Now, if a girl did that, you'll be turning heads. Like, either way you turn heads, but in the wrong way, I guess. Just get some ice, put it in front of a fan, and it does the job until the ice melts. Now, if you want to suffocate yourself, you can change that to dry ice, and it'll solve all your problems. Because at that point, you don't have oxygen to breathe. Don't actually do that, please. I'm not responsible for anyone's death by asphyxiation from dry ice. Why is it that when I'm doing mindless grinding of items is when I yap the most? Why does it work like that? I'm using like 0 brain power on the game, so it's all going into random topics just spawning in my brain. I guess it works out. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you can tell, Persona games, for me, I think way too much while in the Velvet Room, and everywhere else, unless I'm in combat, I'm just effing off. Because I'm comfortable in this game. I don't need to really think. There's Roboso again playing Icarus. At least it's Icarus and not something else. Fun fact, Roboso is someone I met through Payday. Back when I played Payday 2 like a nutcase. That's where I met him. He's a very chill dude. I want to drag more people into Payday, but it's a huge-ass game and it has way too many DLCs and it costs too much for someone who's just trying it for one time. I can't aim. Get back here, you little shit. Okay, I suck at this. Get back here. Okay, I'm just gonna take that L. You didn't see that. Nothing happened. Blackout the last minute. For anyone who knows how Payday 2 works, that game has way too many achievements. I honestly don't remember the number of them. But once you hit 1,000, you get a free Immortal skin. So you get the Black Snake skin for every single weapon. I'm at 900 something. It's been a goal of mine to hit 1,000 at some point. I might actually turn that into a stream a day at this point. I lost motivation to do that after the 900 mark, and I've been doing it casually from time to time. But I do want to finish that goal at some point. It's been a goal for a couple of years now. Because I really like Payday 2. Not enough people play it though. On the other hand, Payday 3 is... Payday 2 is old. The developers have been working on it for a long time. But... Payday 3, it's like their newer, revamped version, and it's half-baked to the point that I don't want to play it until they push out a substantial amount of updates. Because that development team, how it works, they make something, and they make it better later on. Everything they release feels like a beta thing. that they work on over a course of a few months with the player base reviews. So they do make things better, it just takes a long ass time. And Payday 3 itself, the whole entire game feels like a beta version. So I'm sticking to Payday 2 in the meantime. You bought Payday a long time ago because friends wanted you to play. Payday 1 or Payday 2? Payday 1's really old, but Payday 2 is like that development team's bread and butter. Like that's where all of their good ideas went into. It kind of shows in Payday 3. They're trying a lot of new things in Payday 3 for the first time, and not everything landed correctly. I believe in them to make it things better though over time. Payday 2. You have Payday 2? Wait, actually? How much have you played? Wait, so you got it, then you played at least a mission, right? Let me check. I'm gonna check chat just in case I missed something. I don't think I did. Okay, yeah. And I broke something now. One moment. There we go. Friend asked you to get it to play that never did. Well, I'm someone who plays it. If you want to learn. I've been playing it since middle school, unless it's not that old. I've been playing it since middle school, high school. I'm more of an OG at Payday. I finished most of the old missions on the hardest difficulty at this point. I'm like, the funny part, back when I started, they did have infamy over 25. Now there's infinite infamy. I think I'm infamy. What was it? I haven't opened that game in a while. Last time I opened it was like a year or two ago. But I have a build for everything. I have all the perks decks unlocked, which is basically your abilities. I know I'm at least Infamy 7, which is it's reaching level 107 times over. I'm more of an achievement hunter in that game than a level grinder. But if you ever want to learn Payday just because you have it, I can teach you. It's a very fun game with friends. It's also fun just playing by yourself. No. I have a lot of Payday references in my head that I can't really say because no one's gonna get them. Now that reminds me. So, if you know nothing about Payday, there's a very good way to learn the references. Search up, like Payday. What's it called? Payday Christmas. It's like I forgot the actual song name too. It's like you go through the different days of Christmas and you like say something for each one. Payday has a version, like an official version for that, and it's all references. If you want like a crash course on references, it's very funny if you listen to that one. And I kind of recommend people who don't know the game to listen to that before starting, then like learn it over time, because each reference starts making sense the more you play it. And I think that's Twilight Fragment number 12. Payday 2 is one of the quote-unquote FPS communities that is so chill. It's just a bunch of old players that want to teach newer players how to play the game. Everyone is friendly that I've played with online. They're all just a bunch of derps trying to do funny things in a game where you steal stuff for money.
竹場の気力が限界に近いな。
ちょっとしんどいかも。シャドウいたよ。
What I used to do back in the day is I would go on Payday 2 and I would on purpose go into the lower level stealth mission rooms that people were hosting just to teach them how to play the missions, because most people, they're doing it for the first time and they're gonna start raging at some point because they don't know how the stealth mission works. A lot of them are a bit complicated. So having like a higher level person teach you is actually a fun experience, because that's how I learned at first. Like a high level person would come in, show us the ropes, then let us do it ourselves the next time around. And it's just fun. And that's what I did after a while. Then I just stopped playing the game because college happened, but that's a different issue. You can ruin your sleep schedule Wednesday after. When do... How long do you think your stream's gonna last? Because I have something to do Wednesday, but I'm gonna be back around nighttime? Relative nighttime. Okay, saying that with my sleep schedule doesn't make any sense. I don't know when I'll be back, but... Around when do you think stream's gonna end for you? I'm not gonna be out past midnight, that's a bit crazy.
稀にしかない箱だ。ぜひ回収してくれ。
シャドウいたよ。
おいあれレアな。
Not sure it's gonna be a podcast? Okay. I'm probably gonna be back latest around like 10 p.m. my time, so around midnight for you. I'm probably gonna be back a bit earlier than that, but if you don't care about sleep schedule, I'm gonna be available after that point. My friends are making me touch grass on Wednesday. So...
変なやついないといいけど。
I'll show you the ropes in Payday if you want to. Otherwise, we can do something else too. If you ever thought... Okay. If I thought Overwatch was information overload, you're gonna think Payday is even more information overload. There are so many windows and boxes of text that you need to read. You also learn a lot about guns if you play that game. I've learned so many different gun models and gun types from that game, I can list them out. Like, you have a favorite shotgun? You'll find one in that game if you don't. Mine's a shotgun revolver. And it's a very... What is this, number 13? It's very powerful. It has so much recoil, it can blast enemies off the map into the water. It's fun. It's called the Judge. There's also like a god ton of different types of snipers. You don't know much about guns? Oh, you will after that game. I didn't know much about guns either. That game taught me a good amount because the guns are all modeled after real life guns. Judge, jury, execution. You played Payday, nice. I can already tell you play based off of what you say in relation to Payday. I need to load up Payday again. It's been so long. I feel kind of shameful. I can't name the guns I use off the top of my head because it's been so long. I have 3 loadouts that I have as a main loadout. I have a stealth build loadout with a silenced judge just to like launch people off the map. And I have a long-range weapon that I can't remember the name of. It makes a typewriter noise every time you reload it, and I love it. Then... It's not the Grand, though. The Grand also makes that noise. It's a gun that you fold in half. Then I have a loud build, which is basically... You take drugs to fight through the pain. I have 2 drug builds. One's a hip flask, one's a kingpin needle. You take drugs to last longer. And you absorb damage and trade it for health. It's funny. I just play because having 2 double barrel shotguns is... The builds you can do in that game is so funny. You want 2 saws for no reason? You can do that and have no ammo at all. You can do double sniper, you can do double shotgun. You want akimbos? You have them. You want to use playing cards as a weapon? You can do that. I love Payday 2. It's such a good game. It's an old game, but it's a good game. It's a solid-ass game. And the soundtrack slaps. Number 14. Also, welcome to the stream, Orvite. We have 14 Twilight Fragments from today. Twilight Fragment shortage, don't know what you mean. Let's do a fight. Just for the fun of it. Oh, this is gonna be a very short fight. They're both weak to physics. I guess that works. Another fun thing about Payday is the mask customization. They also have outfits. The outfits are a newer thing they added. I'm like a very old player, but the mask that you can make in there is so funny. I have a yandere mask that I made with the kawaii base, and I use that with a turret build because we're mowing everyone down. It's a turret ammo build, so infinite ammo for everyone. Then I have an akimbo build for what was it called? Death sentence one down? Is that the correct one for the highest difficulty, or is it something else? Whatever the highest difficulty is, I have a build for that as well that uses akimbos. From what I did play, I really like No Mercy Hospital because L4D. No Mercy Hospital. There's a lot of mixed opinions on that map because it used to be really buggy. If you don't know about that, and a lot of people don't understand the mechanics. Like they don't know that you have to take blood samples and spin them on the thingy. And they just get stuck and die because it's endless enemies. I've taught people how to play No Mercy Hospital before. That and the plushie, like the plushie that you can buy as a favor and use as a saw, I find that really funny. It has a butt saw. Is it bad if my favorite mission to play like casually is car shop? Like the one mission, or not the one mission, one of the missions that is heavily stealth only. I love that mission, especially in the context of teaching first timers how to play stealth, because you get to drive a car. You would think that someone questioned the way of this. Nah, what do you mean? It's just a very heavy plushie. It's for the kids. They needed to lift weights. You need friendly, like, kid-friendly looking weights. You can use the plushie. It's not a saw, it's a plushie. It's to train your muscles. Like, the newer missions I don't know as well, but if it's an older Payday 2 mission, I can explain it off the top of my head, front to back, as long as you give me a name for it and like one description. I know most missions. The most fun one to play with a bunch of noobs is Mall Crasher, because at that point you just destroy everything. There's no thinking involved besides not dying. Mall Crasher is literally what it sounds like. You crash a mall, you destroy everything, and you profit, because you're paid to destroy that. Payday 2 has a storyline, surprising enough. There is a storyline that the missions follow, and Mall Crasher is involved in one of the earlier ones. A lot of the missions, the point of them is to piss off a certain person for a different person. It's what I get from the story. I have played to the end. I have the end achievement. This is number 14, 15? What are we at this point? We have 22 Twilight fragments. We started today with 8. So number 15. We're on the grind for Twilight fragments.
よし行こっか
Yeah, Payday 2 is just one of those games I've played for so long. I can just talk about it consistently. And I want other people to experience it too, because it is a good game. It's just a lot to learn at first. There's a lot of learning involved, and there's a lot of grinding involved if you want to unlock certain things.
どうする
But you can solve those with playing with friends. That makes it fun. The majority of Payday 2 that I've played, though, I've done solo, so I have a different perspective on that.
シャドウいたよ
Apparently in No Mercy you can see a witch when the lights go out. That might have been a thing during the Halloween season, yeah.
帰るやつ
I would believe that.
戻るなら戻るけど
竹場の消耗が激しい。期間も考えてくれ。
Though I don't think I've ever encountered it. Unless that's one of the rumors that people made up just to have fun. Never seen it personally. But it is something that the developers would do during Halloween. That's definitely something they would do.
稀にしかない箱だ。ぜひ回収してくれ。
あシャドウ
The one thing I missed in terms of Payday that they changed with the updates... I'll say we can open this at this point. The one thing I miss is the infamy callouts. So when you reach level 100 and you do the infamy up, the announcer that would scream your infamy with the rock music in the back and the fire effects, I missed that. And it makes sense why they're not doing it, because now it's like infinite infamies and yeah. But I missed that for the original 25. On the wiki it says, behind a certain door you can see it, and if you stare at it, there's a surprise if you shine your light at it. Really? I guess I never tried shining a flashlight in No Mercy Hospital. You need the flashlight extension for your gun though if you want to try that. The infamy callouts are on YouTube if you ever want to check them out. They are really good. Like, it was iconic back then. But now, because it's infinite infamies, you only get the guitar riff, but not the announcer. It's kind of sad. And like every infamy, it gets more epic. They don't use the same guitar riff. If you have a higher infamy, the rift gets better.
シャドウいたよ
Because you earned it. You earned that guitar rift. There's a lot of small details in Payday that are like that make it a fun game. Hydrate or dehydrate, I will do so, or like... Also, who is Who is messaging me? I'll check that later. I broke something again. There you go. But yeah, I've been playing Payday back when Infamy 25 was the max, and a lot of guns didn't exist, a lot of missions didn't exist, so I know a lot. Like, I'm one of the people that soloed Framing Frame all 3 days solo on the hardest difficulty just because I wanted an achievement. Jesus Christ, our accuracy sucks. Okay, here's the thing of getting that shadow in the first hit. You weren't there for it, but there was one shadow that I couldn't hit, and I tried 6 times, and it disappeared. So by no means am I good at hitting those. I'm more used to it at this point, but I'm not good at hitting them. When you think about it, this might be the greatest workout these 3 ever got. Okay, here's the thing with that. You know, how we entered Tartarus like several parts ago in terms of the stream? This is still the same Tartarus run. I'm just making them suffer at this point. I have not left Tartarus yet. This is the same ass run. And at this point, I have tripled my Twilight Fragment count, so... Okay, this thing almost a whole day into an hour. This is becoming more than just a day at this point. We are condensing several days into 1 hour. They're gonna be dead the next morning. Have you ever like had those workout sessions at the gym or like otherwise, and the next day you just can't move? That's gonna be them. Like everything's sore, you feel like you're dying, but you had the best workout of your life. That's gonna be them. Yeah, at this point, I think we have enough Twilight Fragments for a bit. We should probably go back to grinding levels at this point. So, grinding levels is gonna take a lot longer than items. We're currently level 17. The persona that I want to make is level 20. I don't think we're gonna hit that. We probably need to beat the floor 42 boss for that. So 1 more level should suffice. You worked out to a point you couldn't feel your legs. Pain followed. Why though? Like, good on you for being able to work out that much, but isn't that a bad thing to work out to that point? At least MC is only on the 2nd floor, only 1 fight of... Only one flight of stairs to cross. Technically? The only part of my body that has been worked out to the point that I couldn't move were my legs, and that's probably the worst part, that you can't move, because you literally can't move at that point. Unless you crawl everywhere, I guess. I mean, I guess it's fine if you're at home. The other thing with that, though, I have a non-sus massage gun, like an actual one for working out and like loosening stiff muscles and stuff. So that definitely helps. Even if you don't have something like that, having like a roller, so like a pull noodle even works. Anything you can roll the muscle with. Garu or Persona? Our Persona kinda, it's full right now. I don't even need Garu, but Crit into XP shuffle from these wealth gains. Both of these options suck, and I'll just take the skill card and be on my way. I do wonder, how much XP do we need for the next level? A good bit. The other two, they're not that far off, actually. Actually, did we just level up? Correction, we're level 18. We can probably level up the other two with the higher floors. All the gold hands are helping, apparently. I wasn't even paying attention to that. It is like 300-ish XP per gold hand, so everyone gets around 100 something. Because it's all split evenly. Okay, return the entrance, we'll save, then we'll start training on the higher floors. The gold hands in block 1 give around 330 something is what I found. So it's that divided by 3 with the current amount of team members. Getting a shuffle time with a gold hand, though, it requires SP usually, unless you are lucky enough to get a crit.
No.
Because I actually don't know what the weakness is for the gold hands in block 1. I know it's light in block 2. At this point, I just melee all the ones in block 1 because I'm strong enough to do that. I don't remember how much the block 2 hands give in terms of XP, so it's probably more than block 1. Just, I need someone who has SP to to reliably kill them. I need someone with light, which usually means myself, and I don't have SP.
イオリが毒にフォローしてくれ。よし、勝ったね。ご苦労だった。だいぶ気力が減っているな。
No, we have a strong opponent down there.
あのシャドウ手強そうだね。
That's the buff dude. They're weak to electric. We need more SP. We don't have SP. Step 1, get light persona. Step 2, get Mudo because he forgot to equip it. Step 3, reset all the hours. Here's the thing. The light persona is usually weak to dark. To prove a point, they're weak to dark. I'll get Mudoed either way. Because each element has its counter, and that's unfortunately its counter. Why did I just do that? Oh well. We'll deal with our transgressions. Maybe the target so long the shadows learn new tricks. We're helping them evolve. Zio. Did they just Zio the wrong person twice? Weak to fire and light. And we're at the point we don't need to do ourselves. We're trying to train Principality for the recarm. Not being able to participate in the physical brawling of Shadow. Oh, Akihiko. Akihiko is missing out on a lot. Admittedly. I didn't want to wait for him though. Like, I think I'm proving that I'm capable of going through Tartarus about him. We'll see if we can do floor 42 boss though. He's just watching from Mitsuru's screen. 200, not bad. You do wonder what Mitsuru and Akihiko think when they see the state of my team, but we're not dying, so it's like... we just don't have SP for the people who need it. We're in a constant state of that. Okay. I missed, but it didn't matter. Let's see, that's fire and wind? I forgot what the tinier enemies do. Fire and wind. It's either wind or electric, I don't remember. Or was it ice? It's been a bit. We want to get rid of the birds first. They're more annoying. There's the fire. What did Yukari do to you? It was ice, okay. dice and a bunch of stats effects. You guys did something to piss them off. That's a critical from Junpei. Junpei for the win. To be fair, if someone was shooting my brother with a bow, I'd beat his too. What's wrong with that? And why the bow specifically? We do need the heal. If we're training, we need HP, and we don't want to use items too much.
ちょっと気力が。
That's an interesting combination of enemies. I'll take it, I guess. Junpei just wrecks shop, is the thing. He's also getting wrecked. What do you mean they're fine? It's not like they're gonna be dead by the end of this day. Okay, that's just bowling at this point. Also, he's at 1 HP. Calculated. This is just the normal state of my team. 1 HP, 1 SP. It's either or both. We get a shuffle time either way. We never get punished either because the game keeps healing us. $169. Nice. Got that noise number. Hey, random funny fact. I think like 3 streams ago, I hit a streaming hour number of 69.96 by complete accident. Like a total stream hour count. Okay, now they take Junpei, good to know. I don't think we have enough firepower to get rid of that with our own slash. Fufu. On Junpei again. get rid of the main magic user.
危ないな。
ダメージが大きい。誰か回復できるか。
There we. Jesus Christ, we have 90 life stones. When did that happen? Oops. Might have been here for a little too long. That's a reality check. 90 life stones. Yeah, I think we're good on healing items. This is what happens when I play Persona again. I feel like targeting Junpei is the most valid strat for them. It is. He is the main threat here. Yeah, all these life stones, they're all for Junpei. Yeah, I didn't realize that happened, huh? Well, here we go, Junpei. I didn't think I'd see the 90 number so soon. That usually takes a bit to happen. Well, now I don't need to hold up back on these. Poor Junpei. You know, Junpei, have another one. Considering how muscles are received healing items, everyone's gonna be jacked. No, we don't want to. Okay. Yeah, Akihiko is really missing out on a lot. We can probably heal after battle at this point. We only have one left. I hate being poisoned. It takes so much HP from you. Yeah, I didn't realize how much we had until I looked at it properly. Oh no. I hit 99 on something. When did this happen? Oh, it's not just that. Yeah, we've been here for too long. As a note, we're in month 2. I just started this game. I'll be good on money. Yeah, this usually happens with my Persona runs. I mean, it's just the common items, right? It's the common items. This is reasonable still. I'm not a crazy person who grinds for hours in charters. No, no. Sending me more messages right now. Fair enough. Ah, it's a scale. We should be fine, as long as we kill it fast. I dislike any enemy that can do multi-hit on an elemental attack. They're just so annoying. question is, when am I leaving Tartarus? Who knows? I don't know. Do you know?
では探索に戻ろう。竹場の気力が限界に近いの。
ちょっと
Okay, once we reach like 99 on the items on block 2, that is definitely a sign to leave. Because all the 99s we have are from block 1, which makes sense. I've been grinding those for Twilight Fragments. Those are gonna add up. Yeah, that makes sense.
隠した相手に逃がしてた。体力が減っているぞ。
Even here when it's a physical attack and the crit clock buffed.
さて
What were you weak? We don't know. Okay.
油断するな。
Here we go, Junpei. Another life stun for you.
苦しゅうない。
Karkaja. This enemy is so weird in the aspect that the chain ball starts floating upward when it's affected by an effect. I just find that weird. Or I guess when it's just low health. Like, why does it do? Why does it do that? Shuffle time. Oh, Valkyrie. Or Tarunda. I believe the life stones aren't consumed, just yeeted at the target heal. I mean, that's the animation. You just chuck a stone at someone. It's like, yeah, you're good. Junpei's getting abused, he's fine. Probably heal a bit. Healing isn't even like a thing I need to think about, like conserving wise. We have so many life stones now. I think 3 streams for Persona 3 Reload were in the same Tartarus run. Like, this is still going. I don't know if there's gonna be a 4th at this point. Hey, there's Soul Drop. And another life stone.
Shadow.
We're just rolling in the stones, it's fine. These use electricity? Or did they use light? No, I think they use light. Unicum Altaris has Satan at this rate. Hey, if you're gonna learn anything from my Persona run of this game, is I spend way too much time in the Velvet Room and make builds that make no sense because it's like one attack and everything else is passive. I wonder if people would be interested in seeing my Persona 5 builds. They're a bit cracked.
敵を撃破。竹場が敵を仕留めたぞ。敵弾数は2体。
That's the one next to Yukari. Okay.
イオリが敵を倒した。見事だ。では探索に戻ろう。だいぶ気力が減っているな。
Yeah, time to throw more stones at people. Okay, how far are we from level up? 100, 600. You see the difference in their XP and the fact that Junpei died during a fight with a boss. I was facing a bunch and then ended up with a persona that had the boost I wanted, but just no spells which applied. I mean, that's how you make personas, is you Frankenstein them. Like the personas that have the passives and the moves that you want, it's probably not gonna be your final persona, so it's gonna be a weird mix until you reach that final persona. They're all stepping stones for that ultimate persona that you have at the end. As long as you try to get at least one useful skill by the end of like a Velvet Room session, then I'd say that's a win. That's how I think about it.
弱い相手だ。先生で片付ける。
ここは。いや。
I'm having a hard time remembering what enemies do. Does this guy have fire? Or are they all physical? I think they're all physical. We should be able to help out Junpei. Hey, great.
敵がダウンした。
みんなの状況は集中。
イオリが敵を倒した。
I'm not sure if it was a Persona Q only thing, but I wish the Link skills were in the main games. Link skills? Give me like a short explanation of Link skills and I can say yes or no in terms of if they're in the main games. Follow-up attacks. Oh jeez, that hurt. So like are you talking about like in this game if you crit you can hand it over to someone? Or do you mean literal, like without any other condition? Okay, that crit is not necessary.
イオリが敵を倒した。
Because from what I can tell, the follow-up attacks, at least in the context of this game, they started doing that at Persona 5? I don't remember if 4 had those. Yeah, Jippy just hated that shadow. So anything after 5, I think they included follow-up attacks, because a lot of people liked it. Tarakaja is not bad. I do want the one that's higher level though than Tarakaja. My Tarakaja, I think. It's just adding Ma to it.
あまり無理をするな。気力が持たないぞ。
Did he turn around too fast? Yeah.
敵4体。
It's like a buff which made it so they would attack after someone else and already attacked. Yeah, that might be a queue only thing if that's what you're talking about. None of the main games have something like that. Honestly, that sounds a bit overpowered to me.
戦況は
Ash, on me. Sonic Punch.
竹場が動揺している。
69. Doesn't you had like 10 attack chains with those skills? Really? Yeah, that is not a thing in the other games, I think. Definitely not in the main games, at least.
ここはペルソ
Because that's just broken.
同時に2体撃破。イオリがピンチだ。
And then you had characters that counter triggering the link attacks again. Wait, countering triggers it too? That's bullshit. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with that, but that is complete bullshit.
引き金を使っちゃうね
Sonic Punch. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me.
回避できるか。竹場が動揺
Really?
している。
Okay, who... You resist physical, does anyone... I don't think anyone blocks it. Okay, Slime, you get to exist for a bit.
体力が減っているぞ。
We need to keep ourselves alive.
こういう時はこれ
助かった
Didn't think 2 lines would be the issue.
の味方がいる。立て直しを図る。まずいぞ。体力が。
まずい
They did 30. We're gonna die if we don't heal. Medicine, medical powder. Medical powder we can buy. Like, it's one of those. We need more than attack reverted. Card okay, we get a small break. Defense reverted. Sonic Punch. Sonic Punch. Okay, we should be okay.
体力が減っているぞ。フォローできるか。
We can use life stones now because there's only one of them. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. It's just a bit of a grind. Unless we get crit. Yeah, that's what happens. Let's see, are we... That's not horrible. At some point you just get numb to the fact that you have to go back like an hour or something if you die. Solution, go to the top floors. It's not even that much, because Yukari didn't level up yet. I think. She might have. But that's not much. That's like 3 hands at most.
Nah.
That might be too high. Yeah, that's too high. Those are scales, so we don't want to do that. This floor has more scales. And then from here on, it's fine.
うろうろしてやがるぜ。やべ、ミスった。
The countering comment, man, it reminded me of a build I had in 5 that's a bit bullshit. So, if you have the Steam version, you automatically get the DLC personas. One of the ones I had with Kaguya. So Kaguya's specialty is countering, so repelling attack. I forgot what it's called in 5, but they have like special traits that's like on top of the passives. So hers is counter damage gets tripled. I made a build where every single elemental attack was countered. They all had repels on them. So you just equip that persona and you're a walking mirror. Nothing can touch you. I made builds like that. Like, I made an actual Kaguya with the light arrows, but one of the versions of Kaguya I made like that. It's more or less a troll build. These boxes use Vio, I should be fine. That's a very unnecessary crit, but it got us a shuffle time. Chimera? Do I have Chimera? I think I made Chimera at one point. I think our persona list is full though. Alright, we don't really need more money, so I guess I'll check what I can. You can probably get rid of Fornius.
No, Shadow だ。やっちまおうぜ。
And wait to fire. Who's going next? To fire user. That's a great combination. I'll just put on Principality. That wasn't ideal. Now he hits other enemies. At least it's hitting something. And you're frozen. Great.
戦況は さて
ナイスじゃん。敵を撃破。まずいぞ。体力が。マジかよ。竹場が凍結している。フォローを頼む。
やばいかも。
竹場、平気か。
次は
ナイスじゃん。敵を撃破。
That's like barely not enough.
まずいぞ。体力が。
That was the wrong enemy. Oops. Not like it mattered. Nothing a few life stones won't fix. Apparently the game thinks that's worth a shuffle time. Or I guess we don't need the life stones. Okay. Wrong window. And it broke something again. I have a really jank-ass setup because I only have one screen. There we go. No. Okay, we have a strong enemy over there, which we're probably not gonna try. Would give a lot of XP though. Hi off to Eve, night everyone, night Dima. At least it brings somewhat reasonable even if it's like 1 AM for you. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, good night. I don't want to hear a thing from you about being reasonable. I can still give reasonable advice even if I don't follow it myself. Like, for heck, I'm calling 1 AM reasonable. Most people wouldn't say that.
そうじゃね。
Okay, so the last time I fought one of these, we either spammed a bunch of electricity or we spammed status effects, which either means myself or Yukari gets the SP. I'm gonna go with the status effect route. How much SP was it per? 5. We can do 2 with this, then we can give her more if we need it. They used physical. I don't think they use elemental at all. They're just weak to electric. Which implies that they're win, but I haven't seen it yet, so...
さて
次は負けない
Confusion's fun because they start doing stuff like this. That was a fast recovery. Come on, keep stumbling. What are we doing this time? Nothing? Junpei is the goat! I'll take a revolution for myself, thank you. Let's see, how can I make this even worse? Where is... No, we didn't get the crit proc. Oh well. Oh, you're poisoned now. You got a crit. Junpei. Oh, he gets the finishing blow. That wasn't that bad, and we got a shuffle time. Oh god. That's a big shuffle time. I don't know about everyone else, but I like the free heals. We need like 2 more of the big guys when Yukari levels up. Probably gonna call it once Yukari does level up because I just realized what time it is. We've been in Tartarus for a while. Not just collectively, but right now. I think the next time I play this game, though, I am gonna leave Tartarus. We can't be in Tartarus forever.
の力で行くぜ。
違った
Again, barely not enough. booky things. At least I can get rid of this one.
武田が敵を仕留めたぞ。
使い時かヘルメット。これやべえやつだ。
イオリがピンチだ。
戦況は
ナイスだ。敵を撃破。
This one with an arrow and whack this one with a sword. I didn't mean whack it that hard.
見事だ。
Junpei.
探索に戻ろう。あまり無理をするな。気力。
Here's our good job stones, Junpei. So we have more enemies over there. I think we can join him in this fight. Missed one.
同時に3体倒した。
That's a really funny time for counter to proc.
一本集中。集中。
Sarah's Principality.
見事だ。では探索に戻ろう。
Shuffle time. Bewilder is an interesting one, but we're here for the XP.
あまり無理をするな。気力が持たないぞ。
Mitzer, I don't think you understand. You don't need SP to do things. Have I not proven that enough already?
どうする
With my reckless ass playstyle. Daru on the wrong person. That wasn't necessary. Junpei kind of automatically gets the handoff at this point because he does so much physical damage.
見事だ。では探索に戻ろう。
There's the Yukari level up that we lost
あま
earlier.
り無理をするな。
And Junpei, that's gonna take a bit more to get to. Yeah, I think we can call it there for now. I think the goal for next time is to at least get Junpei leveled up to the same 18. Then we're gonna leave Tartarus for once. Go back to daily life until Akihiko joins us. We're gonna attempt floor 42 before we leave though next time. Just so we know where we're at power level wise. Because we farmed like 16 Twilight Fragments, we have enough for at least one clock.
ようこそベルベットルームへ。登録なさるのですね。全書に登録なさいます。登録完了でございます。上書きしてよろしいです。登録完了でございます。 全書に登録なさい。登録完了でございます。全書に登録なさいます。登録いたしました。
Then Chimera, we don't want to.
合体どちらにいたしますかな？
Chimera only gives us one option, which is level 20.
どのようなペルソナをご所望ですか？
まだ扱いきれません。
We can make Volkoi now. Slime and Barrow. Oh. Are you trying to find a different way to make those?
とよろしい。
Yeah, we'll leave that thinking for next time.
また
Made some good progress, farmed a bunch of items, hit 99 on 3 different things. Call that a win. Probably don't need a heal because we're gonna... I'll let future me decide if we heal. Yeah, if you ever need money, just go through the same block over and over again. And you'll get to what I got accidentally. We have been live for almost 3:30. 3 hours 30. Not config. Exit the game so my laptop doesn't scream at me. Go to this screen. Alright. So just an update for the people who weren't here at the start. We do have a collab planned this week with Dima again. At this point, it should be expected. It's on Friday at 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m. PTD and 6 p.m. CST. Convert that to whatever time zone you're at. It's gonna be overcooked too, so I'm dragging him into the kitchen. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna chuck food at his head. He doesn't have a choice in that. We'll see how good he is in following instructions. And I don't think there's anything else besides that. So, as usual, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate everyone who watches and participates in chat, even if you're a lurker. Appreciate ya. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.